All right, we are live. Welcome back to the channel, my internet friends. Hope everybody is doing well. This is the time when there's a transition between summer to winter, and yeah, hope you all had a great new year, and wish you very well for your 2025 journey. It's been quite a long ride for everybody in 2024. I hope you all are doing well during this transitional climate period. Everybody might tend to get some sickness, so let's all protect ourselves from all the sicknesses and let's be safe. All right. With that said, let's start our 2025 journey successfully. And if you are a person who is interested in window shopping, online shopping, you must have thought about where can I get the best deals and should I even consider the used products, right? That's going to be the topic of discussion today. And we'll be starting in 4 seconds. Right, welcome back again, guys. In today's video, we are going to talk about Facebook Marketplace specifically. Right, so before that, let me start with these. Here is the list of things I'm planning to discuss today. Here we have the used products, where and how to purchase, what to consider, and we will discuss everything here. Why Facebook Marketplace, how to purchase a product from the Facebook Marketplace, deals that are available, choosing the seller based on the product price considerations, a lot of things, right? So these are like pointers. Usually how I would do is I would post this in the I would post it in my channel. This is my webpage actually. In this webpage, I post my photos of nature and wildlife. If you haven't checked out my website, you should definitely check it out. And I am passionate about photographing nature and wildlife. And here are some of my work. And I do like to talk about tech and travel. And we have separate dedicated websites for that as well. If you click on tech.alissa.com, alissaj.com, you will end up in this page. It's kind of fun to play around with these things. You know, if you like cleanup, you can clean up these stuff. So usually I would post a blog here mentioning everything. I have a few blogs here. How to buy your photography gear in 2025. We have art of photography. Let me just quickly open this. Usually I will start with showing this. Whenever you enter or buy any particular product, you need to have some help guide. This is the best place where you can check out the help guide. Every manufacturers, they have their own web manuals. Like for example, this one, support or manual page. For Sony, I use Sony products primarily, so I have put up this support page here. You can go for manuals and warranty, you can check out. And for your better and quicker access, I have a few cameras, web manuals posted here as well. So you can, if you have any doubts about using any cameras like A6700, here you can check it out. It's very, very elaborate. It has all the things that you might need, how to navigate through different menus, etc. So this is something you can check out. I always put this on every post related to cameras and gears. So this was the previous live stream where I was talking about how to buy your cameras in 2025. So these are the purpose that you can think about. And yeah, in today's video, we're going to talk about buying used gears. So I have this presentation made for you guys. This is not a presentation, sorry. This is just a slide for me to keep track of things I want to talk. I'm going to limit this live stream for just 1 hour or 1 hour 30 minutes. So max. And the last point will be Q&A, definitely. If you have any questions on your purchase decisions, you can ask me towards the end, or while I'm talking about a specific topic, you can still ask your doubts. All right. So let's move on to the Facebook Marketplace. First of all, I want to answer the question of why Facebook Marketplace? Why not Craigslist or eBay? I think if you go to Craigslist or eBay, you tend to pay a cut for the platform. right? You pay at least like $30 or $40, and you don't get enough money bang for your buck. So, but in Facebook Marketplace, the platform doesn't take any cut, and the seller can be reached directly from the buyers can reach directly the sellers, and you can negotiate with the sellers directly. And here's my marketplace dashboard. Here's what I can see. I have sold several products, the used products in Facebook Marketplace, and I have 5-star rating apparently. Thanks for all the buyers. And here are further listings from my side. Zhiyun, I'm selling the gimbals, shotgun microphones, and podcast microphones. Here you can navigate to your listing, and usually if you're in Facebook Marketplace, you would probably go into the browse marketplace. Right here, it is listed from the categories perspective: vehicles, properties, classifieds, etc. Here you can navigate to electronics, and that's where is our interest. And yeah, we all, I mean, whoever is interested in online shopping or getting into window shopping stuff, you will definitely ponder upon this Facebook Marketplace, especially if you want to save money. And yeah, buying through Craigslist, eBay and all is like much of a hassle compared to Facebook Marketplace, where you can directly make appointments with the seller and meet them in person, check out if the product is right for you or not. Then you can make the purchase, which is, I think, a very effective way of buying your camera gear or anything, as a matter of fact. Yeah, negotiating with the seller directly without him being pressured to pay the platform fee. That's something important. That's why I prefer to buy my used gears in Facebook Marketplace. Why not? What are the other platforms that's there, especially for lenses and cameras and camera gear like microphones, etc.? If you ask me that question, I'll show you a few examples. Firstly, I think that the popular ones are like lensrentals.com, KEH, right? These two are very common websites that's there. You can sell, trade, or rent camera gears. The problem, I think, with these kind of things, right? You can see here, let's say you want to rent a specific product for a particular period. Maybe you just want to rent for one day. The problem with these kind of rental platforms is that you don't get to rent just for one day. It will take, I mean, they will make you rent for at least 3 days, and sometimes there might not be availability, right? And also they have too many policies. You need to make sure everything is okay, and then you purchase it. The price seemed to be okay, like less than $100 for this lens that I own right here. So this is me. Okay, so I do own this lens, and you can rent it for less than $100, as we saw in KEH, for 3 days. And the problem with this idea is that you need to have fixed dates. You don't get to explore much about the lens. Like, you have to plan your shots. You need to have a really good understanding. If you just want to try out this product, you can definitely not be satisfied with the amount of time you're going to rent this product, and a lot of things, right? And so let's say you decide to rent for 28 days. You want to keep it for a month. It looks like it's just $350. And let's say, including all the VAT, damage protection, everything, $400, right? Shipping cost, everything. Now, $400 is already like 1/7 of this price. 7 4s are 28, $2,800, and 400 is 7 times cheaper. But if you go to the actual Sony stores, okay, I'm going to shift to Thai website because right now I'm in Thailand. Everything is going to be shown in Thailand, Thai baht. So here's what happens, right? You have deals, which I will talk about shortly. You have a ton of deals, and in the Facebook Marketplace, you might be able to buy the lens. Let's say, for example, this lens, 60 to 600 millimeter lens. You can buy it for the second-hand price. This is an unbelievable price, actually. You can buy it and sell it at the same price without any time restriction. And that's something you can explore. If you buy a good product from Facebook Marketplace, you can buy it and you can sell it at the same price. That's something nobody talks about. Every camera reviewer who are being sponsored by Lens Rentals or KEH, they don't talk about this thing. This is a practice I do. I have done several times. I buy products for a price in Facebook Marketplace, then I sell the product at the same price or sometimes a tiny bit lower. That I would call it as rental fee. For the $400, I can keep it for even 1 year, and then I can sell it for a loss of less than $100. That's a window that you should definitely explore, which nobody talks about. Okay, and that's why I would never rent a camera gear or a lens unless I use it for a specific type of job, unless you're a professional, unless you don't want to have any hassle, unless your company pays for your camera gear. You should not be buying, you should not be renting any of these cameras or lenses. So that's something you have to keep in mind. So for me, lens rentals or KEH is a no-go. If I go to rental, immediately these very expensive products seem to be affordable for a very good price. If you have this money, you can actually get this product, test the hell out of it, and you can actually return it back to KEH and you feel satisfied. Yes, I actually use the product. It's a very expensive product. I have used it, but check this out. For 3 days, if you're going to check the dates, it's just not available. Let's say how long is the minimum duration you can rent, right? You cannot rent this product. And what if you need it, right? You might be able to buy this product secondhand and sell it in the secondhand with a very minimal loss. That's something you can definitely explore. All right, with that said, let's move on to the next topic. Deals available in the manufacturer's store. That's something you should definitely consider. If you think that, let me open this up. If you think that I bought everything here secondhand, you're absolutely wrong. I got everything here firsthand. All right, so this, I got it at a secondhand price. The camera that's recording me right now, recording this table setup, is actually A7C2 with the 16 to 35 millimeter f2.8 G Master 2. That lens, I got it for, believe it or not, is 60K Thai baht. All right, so let's check the price for that particular lens. Sony, let me change the scene. 16 to 35 millimeter. Sony 16 to 35 millimeter f2.8 GM2. Okay, so here we have a GM1 version. GM2 usually is like 58 or 60K. There's no GM2 version because nobody's selling it yet, because it's a new lens. It's very hard to find this lens. But if you were to find this lens sold by these guys, so there are shops selling it secondhand in Facebook Marketplace. There are people who are selling it standalone without being affiliated to any shop in Facebook Marketplace. The private guys like me, I don't own a shop in Facebook Marketplace, but I do sell it through Facebook Marketplace. So here you may be able to find 16 to 35 millimeters f2.8 G Master 2 for a very good price. G Master 1s are a record-breakingly lowest price in Facebook Marketplace. But the thing about these deals by these manufacturers are like they have reduced $500 on each of these products, plus they are giving store credits. A7C2 has reduced so much. I'll give an example of this A7C2 that I'm using. A7C2, this is A6700, this is A7C2. For example, they are being sold at 59K. If you look at the new price is 64K minus 3,200 store credit, it will be 60.8K. So that's like 1,800 higher, and you get a new product. It's not used at all. So that's something you can definitely explore, going into the stores and then looking at their prices, discounts. If you go physically to a store, you might end up buying it cheaper. The salespeople actually help you to find the best deals. So going to the store websites are very, very highly recommended. Brands like these, Nikon, they don't promote, they don't have any deals. They usually give deals through resellers like this, for example. This is big camera store that's there in Bangkok. Oh, actually, it's around Thailand. It's one of the biggest distributors of camera gears in Thailand. And they're also reputable. They do servicing for the products as well. I will come back to DJI Pocket 3 later. But usually, Nikon gives deals through distributors, which I think is a dumb move. They could have totally given it here on their website and at their store. And I find it interesting that Sony has physical store in Thailand, but Nikon and Canon, they don't have physical stores. They sell their products through resellers. And I think it's a very dumb move. Sony is getting a lot of sales done using their own store, where we can go and check out the products. When I go to a reseller like Big Camera to check out the product, they said you cannot press the shutter button on the Canon cameras because the shutter count will increase and we cannot resell the product. I'm like, guys, when I try to use a product and if I can actually make sure that the camera is working for me, I have better chance of buying that product. That's exactly what Sony allows me to do. I can go make a product review in their Sony showroom, which I will never be able to do from all these resellers. So that's something that Sony does amazingly, at least in Thailand, which I appreciate it. And yeah, you can always go to check out products in Sony showroom and then you can decide to buy. That's something you can definitely explore. With that said, let's move on to the next one. Choosing the seller based on the price. So we saw a few price, then how do you choose which seller to go with? Okay, so here, let's say you want to buy DJI Pocket 3. How do you decide to do that, right? So you go to Facebook Marketplace, you search upon DJI Pocket 3, this pops up. You see a lot of sellers. DJI Osmo Pocket 3 Creator Combo is what I have, what I'm using to live stream right now. The one that's facing me is actually DJI Pocket 3. The advantage of DJI Pocket 3 is that you can live stream for hours without the camera shutting down at 1080p, 30 frames per second. But the other camera will shut down pretty fast unless the battery doesn't get exhausted. Right now the battery is okay, so we should be good. And as I can see here, DJI Pocket 3 is not that great in terms of pricing, second-hand pricing. You can see here, the new product here is actually priced at $700. That's about 21,900 Thai baht. This is all relative, okay? Like when I'm talking about this, you have to think about how you can relate to USD. So it's like proportionally you have to go down on the price expectation when it comes to Facebook Marketplace prices. So for example, this person is selling just the DJI Pocket 3 for 13,900. You might think that it's a bargain, but in reality, they don't have the creator combo, which means they don't have the microphones, they don't have the battery extender, etc. So it's just the DJI Pocket 3. 13,900, I think it's a bit too much. I would accept, I would buy this for 10,000 max. I wouldn't go any lower than that. Why? Because the original price of this is 17,000. And yeah, it might be like a bit of too much to ask 10,000, but you can settle around 11,000. That should be a good price for just the camera. When it comes to the other guys, the creator combo guys, the price is just like 2,000 baht lower, 2,000 or 3,000 baht lower. And I find this particular product very interesting. This is 17,000 for creator combo. That's what he says. Checking this out, unpack and try once. It is not suitable for us. So yeah, here you can translate. Of course, Facebook gives you every single opportunity to make money. I mean, spend money. So yeah, here we see this product comes with a SanDisk. We can make appointment to this person and buy it from them directly in person. They say it's creator combo, but they don't have more pictures. So for these kind of people, you might want to ask for more pictures of the products. You can ask for the warranty details. You can ask the bill, and you can check if that suits you or that you're convinced with whatever information they provide. But I'm not too happy with this seller because of very low effort image posting. And so I would go here. This guy, I think I saw this guy earlier. So this guy has this package sealed and he's selling for 18,500, and he just has one picture, one image. Looks like it's a very new product. So he says first hand, no scratches, warranty from Thai Center, etc, etc, etc. He's selling it for 3,000 baht lower than the new price, which I think is okay. But look at this guy. It's a she. When it comes to all these pretty looking she's, they're always like agents who are selling the product for a higher price. And which take me to this guy actually, 16,900. I think this is one of the lowest price for this product. DJI Pocket 3 Creator Combo. Here we see a lot more information. Only used 3 times. Purchased on December. They give the date when they purchased, which we can validate from the bill. We can make an appointment with that person in Silom, Siam. And yeah, it's purchased from Big Camera with 1-year warranty available. So this is just Jan. It's just like less than a month old. So it's definitely going to be good. They put all the things that comes with the box. That's great. Usually I would trust these people more than the others without pictures. And here we can see that the product comes with this kit, which is exactly what I have. To check what comes with the product, you can always go to the official website. This is the official website. If you scroll down to the product listing, you can always go down to this one, what's in the box. You take a screenshot of this, you compare with all the products that comes with the seller, and make sure you actually have everything with the seller. And once you confirm that the seller has everything to sell you, make an appointment with them. Then you go check again if all the products are available first. Then you check if the products, everything is working. For example, if you have the Pocket 3, check if there is any damage on that outer surface. Open it up, play with it. If there's any damage inside when it comes to the recording options, this and that, software issues, make sure this cable is working, make sure this case is intact, and also there is the wide angle lens adapter that's inside the case. Make sure it's there. And also the wrist strap. You have this one adapter to convert it from USB Type-C to the camera tripod mount. That's also should be there. Yeah, a lot of stuff. This is an example. You have to make sure every one of these are functional when you purchase this. So that's something to remember. It might seem obvious for you to think that, hey, whatever you're saying, I know. But when it comes to the purchase, we tend to forget it if we don't have a proper checklist. And that happens sometime. You might forget to check whether this one comes or not. It's always a good idea to take a screenshot of what's in the box and then go check it. So let me show you here. This is what I have. This is the Pocket 3 case, actually. So in this case, you see all the products here. This is the case for the Pocket 3 to carry around. This is how it comes with the cable. And here you have the microphone with the magnet and the stand and the extender, and the Pocket 3 itself is actually recording me right now. So these are the things that you need to consider or think about before making your purchase from any seller, before choosing the seller. And depending on the communication itself, you can figure out if the seller is actually legitimate or not. And if you still feel skeptical, you can actually make an appointment with the seller and go meet him in person, check the products are okay, and then you can make the purchase. That's the right way. Yeah, so also you can check the person's rating, which I will show in a moment. So here we have the person rating. Here 7 people rated 5 stars for this person. I'm not sure. Yeah, 7 people rated 5 stars for this person, which is fantastic. And yeah, probably you can trust him. The way you can ensure that you can trust him more is looking at his seller profile. He hasn't sold much, I guess. Okay, there is only one in his current listing. This will show his current listing. You can also click on this all listings to see what other things he has sold in the past. If it is consistently just the camera and lenses, maybe he is a hobbyist, but more likely he is a second-hand seller. If he is a second-hand seller, which brings to the next point of him overpricing the product, which you don't want to. So he's a avid gamer, I think. He's buying a lot of computer parts and selling them, and I think the pricing is reasonably okay, in my opinion. I'll show you another example of second-hand second-hand shops who are selling their products. For example, here we don't have an example. At least we don't have an obvious example. There are places where you can find some obvious examples. Let me scroll to that. Okay, here's my listing, for example. I always make sure mine stand out by having a lot of photos of the same product. So let's say more view listing. This is one of my listings. I show the product in detail, everything that comes with the box. I show close-up shots of the scuffs that's there. You can see here there are a lot of scuffs. You should not be afraid if you're selling a product to show how the condition is of the product. That will induce the trust, right? So here, for example, this is A6700, the camera that I have. I got it firsthand for a second-hand price. Look at all these prices, right? 42, 43K. It's still very, very highly priced in the second-hand market. If anybody is pricing it at 40 plus, everybody will start to price at 40 plus. So you can wait. You can either wait for the price to come down after the release of the next generation product, or you can buy firsthand actually with a lot of deals that's coming out from the store itself. So that's always an option. But for this argument's sake, let's go check out the obvious second-hand camera shops. Here is one. Here is called Up Camera. This is a second-hand camera selling company. It's called Up Camera. You can see all the used gears in the background of the picture, and they usually price it up a bit higher than the users. So this is something you can always remember. You are not going to buy from the second-hand shop. You might think that they clean the sensor, they fix something, and then they're reselling it. No, they probably just clean the outer body and they will just put it for sale. If anything were to happen, you can return to them. They do give like 7-day warranty period where you can return the product and get back your money. But usually what happens is, like, once you go to return the product, they will try to sell you a different product for the same price. It's a lot of hassle going through the second-hand shop, but I would prefer you to just contact these guys, the users, directly and buy from them after making sure that the product is okay. So before you purchase, you have to absolutely make sure the product is working okay. And to understand that, let me pick up one example for you guys. Let me pick this up. This is A6700, a camera that I have. I can tell you the mount is something that you have to think about. So let me show you how it is. So this is the camera itself, right? This is A6700. Whenever you're going to purchase the camera, you can check out this mount area. If it is like too dark or too scratched, which means the camera has been used roughly, right? Whenever you're mounting, it tends to scratch, but it shouldn't be too much. So that's something, the number one thing you have to think about. The second is if the shutter count is not mentioned here. Let me show this screen. So here we can see a detailed description of the product. It says warranty, it's non-existent, the camera is in mint condition, no major defects, no dents, no nothing. He say everything is okay. And we can see that the shutter count is 7,000 shots, 7,000 something shot, less than 8,000, which you can actually verify at the place where you plan to meet up. You can take a photo, you can upload that image in a website to find the shutter count. And let's say you are trying to find the shutter count. You can just, the shutter count will be shown with an example. Okay, let me pick a different example here. I had an example of a guy who had a screenshot of the shutter count. So basically what the website will tell you is when the photo was taken and what time the photo was taken. And depending on that, like if it's like very close, let's say you meet up the person today, then if the photo is taken yesterday, which means the shutter count is accurate. If not, then the shutter count is older. You need to consider recounting the shutter again because there might be a few shutter actuations meanwhile. And shutter actuator can usually last up to 100,000 or 150,000 shutter actuations. But in newer cameras, it can actually go more. It can be more usable at 200 plus shutter actuations, which is totally fine. But you're not going to buy such cameras from the second-hand marketplace. You might want to stick with under 10,000 for this price. So that's something you can think about before you purchase. When it comes to a camera, make sure the rubbers are intact. I will show you further. You have to make sure these rubbers are intact. They are not peeling off. Make sure all these knobs are okay. Make sure the buttons are working fine. Factory reset the camera and check if all the functions are okay. Make sure the menu options are okay. And make sure all these knobs and dials are okay. And with that, I think you should be good to go. When it comes to lenses, on the other hand, you have to make sure that there is no dust inside the front element of the lens. That's something you have to absolutely remember. And also the rear side. And you have to put some light on the front or the rear and check if there is any dust elements in between the lens elements. So it's possible there's a dust element that sits in the inside elements. So you have to absolutely make sure there's no dust or fungus or cracks in the lens elements inside. It's very hard to determine if the lens is actually in a good condition or not. Experts do that all the time. But for newbies or for the second-hand purchasers, it's pretty hard to determine at the spot. So what we can do is, as a rule of thumb, when it comes to the lens purchase, it's a different story. I had something opened up here. Let me show you. So let's pick up a lens. For example, for A6700, the very commonly used lens is Sigma 18 to 55, I think 50. This is a very commonly used lens. Let's say I'm planning to buy this lens. So what I will do is I will go type in here or this wide angle lens. I will go click on this, check the outer condition first. Looks like he's using a lens protector all the time. He's using a UV filter, which actually doesn't allow a lot of scratches on the front element, which is fine. And he shows the rear, but there's no light. You can ask for a better image. And the first thing is you need to check when the lens was purchased. If it's just 3 months ago, what you're gonna do is you're gonna ask for warranty. You're going to take this lens and check. You have to make a contract or some kind of a verbal agreement or an agreement with this guy saying that, hey, after 7 days or after checking from the distributor, if the lens has some issues, I'm going to return it back to you. And if you're okay with that, then I will buy from you. So if you're satisfied with this lens, you can take this lens to a distributor like the Big Camera. Then you check the lens for its functionality. They will check it for you for free, and you can actually use the lens. You can start using the lens after purchase. So that's something you can think about. So purchasing a lens is always a bit challenging compared to buying a camera. And yeah, most of the time, the common issues with these lenses are the dust elements and fungus that's sitting between the lens elements. Front and rear, not so much of an issue, but in between is definitely an issue. At this point, we have reached like 30 minutes mark. If there's any questions, guys, please let me know. If you want to ask me something, please comment in the chat. I am all ears when I take a sip of water. Okay, if no chats, then I'm moving to the next part. Right, choosing the seller based on price that we discussed, considerations on finalizing the purchase, that's something we discussed just now. Different considerations for different products. Like I was saying, you need to consider a different thing for your lens purchase, you need to consider something else for your camera purchase, and let's talk about something else. Batteries. There's always a question of batteries. How do you purchase batteries secondhand? How do you know if it is actually worth it or not? When it comes to batteries, Nikon offers something inherently. So for example, let's say you open up the camera, you can go to the menu options, you can check the battery life. Let's see if let's see if the Sony has it as well. So I'm going into the Sony menus. We can actually check the battery life in the camera. It will not change for cameras to cameras. Only the menu system changes from cameras to cameras. But usually the battery life is quality of the battery. So here we can go to display, USB. Okay, in Sony apparently it's not available, unfortunately. Yeah. So in Sony, unfortunately, it's not available, but in Nikon, luckily, it's available. So it's always a good idea to buy batteries firsthand. If you're buying second-hand batteries, make sure it's a new battery. First of all, you need to have the receipt for the battery, the bill of the purchase, and you need to make sure that the battery is under warranty, and you need to know the store from where the battery is purchased. Also, make sure all the pins are intact inside, and check on your camera and see if the battery can charge in the due time. So usually this battery, NPFZ 100, takes about 2 to 3 hours to charge the battery, even with the fast charge. So you can try to fast charge this battery and see if it's charging well and the discharge rate is okay. That's the only way to check these batteries if the manufacturers don't give you the option to see the battery life. If it is okay, then okay. And having a warranty for battery is absolutely helpful. When it comes to these microphones, for example, these are shotgun microphones. How do you purchase these microphones secondhand? The way you can do it is actually by testing the microphones. Like you see the outer surface of the microphones. You see, like I said, you need to know what comes with the box. Make sure all the parts from the boxes are available. First, the availability check, the look and feel, the condition, outer condition of the microphone. And once that's done, you need to carry this, for example, is an XLR microphone. So you need to carry an XLR cable. A short one is fine. You need to have a portable XLR recorder for you to understand the quality of the microphone that you get. So you need to make sure you carry these through things to check this product before it's purchased, right? You connect all these things. And it's a good thing that this recorder comes with a headphone jack. So you can use this headphone jack to connect with the headphones like this to monitor the audio and see if the microphone is actually working or not. Once you make sure that this microphone is working without hisses or cracks, then you are good for the purchase. Like, this microphone is okay. You can make sure we can understand that this microphone is okay. Then you can turn these dials, these stuff, high pass filter, and check if these functions are working fine, and then you can make the purchase. This is relatively new, so it's looking very new. But I did have a Rode NT G5, which was purchased secondhand, and that microphone was fantastic in my opinion. Even the secondhand microphone, there was nothing wrong. When it comes to microphones especially, the moving parts should be lower. And if you're buying a microphone like this for example is a condenser microphone, which has a lot of sensitive moving parts which might get damaged if you were to speak loudly. And so you need to make sure that the damaged parts like diaphragm will actually cause this microphone to make this hiss sound or crack sound. So all these things need to be considered. When it comes to these wireless microphones, you need to make sure that these can be charged first of all, because the batteries cannot be replaced. And you need to check the range of these microphones, if the connectivity is okay or not, etc. So these things are something you need to consider. When it comes to these new products, they come with a lot of things along with them. So make sure you check what's in the box page of these products and make sure all the things that should be in the box are in the box before you purchase. All right, let's move to the next part. So different considerations for different products. Likewise, I think we have covered the lens, cameras, microphones, wireless microphones, DJI Pocket 3 kind of devices, etc. If there's anything else I have left out, please let me know. If you're buying SD cards, I think SD cards are pretty good. You just need to have the receipt for the purchase where you can check the warranty and you can make sure the SD cards are okay. And also you can check the read and write speed of the product with the corresponding, how to say, like your computer, you can check them. There's something wrong with my camera. It's frozen. Just give me a second. All right, now it's back. This is the memory card that I have for the cameras. This one is for A7C2. As you can see here, there are so many scratches on these SD cards, which you may think that, okay, this may not be useful, right? There's so much of damage, but actually these are okay. These are still very usable. You can see here the pins are not scratched too much. The pins are okay. All you need to care about is the purchase date of this SD card, and you need to have the receipt. If it's under warranty, then it's very well. These are expensive memory cards, so buying secondhand is still a very good option, but make sure the prices are okay. And that's something you need to always make sure if you're buying at the right price, right? So yeah, these are the considerations that you need to think about buying the Facebook Marketplace stuff. Now that we have gone into a lot of things, let me know if you have any questions that you want to ask me. How to purchase this, how to purchase that, the camera and lens recommendations, this and that, before I move on to my window shopping, where you can join my way of doing stuff for the next 5 or 10 minutes before ending this live stream, right? The reason why I even made this as a live stream is for you guys to ask me questions, or you can join and we can have a discussion on which of these products are actually purchasable. If you ask me the question, is it actually a good idea to meet random people, random strangers on the internet in person? I would say if you want the product, right, it's actually a good idea to do that, to check if the product is actually working and if it suits your needs. If not, then you could skip that meeting part altogether by not purchasing these second-hand products altogether. But in terms of comparing the price and the price savings that you can have, instead of getting a rental product, you can totally go with buying the second-hand products. It's a totally worth it option. And yeah, actually, I'll just click on electronics to see what's out there in Facebook Marketplace. This is something I love to do. I mean, not regularly, but yeah, once in a while. So here I can see a lot of products. A lot of people do sell their old products. Here they're selling Pocket 1, which is a very old iteration of Pocket 3. Here we have some really good lenses. Here they have Sigma 1660 to 600 sport version. And yeah, this looks very nice. I mean, the price is very attractive. I think the new one is like 75k Thai baht. Here we see 51.4 for Sony. Yeah, so this I think is a very good deal in my opinion. As you know, Sony G Master version 1. Sony G Master is very expensive, like 50k or something. The quality of this lens is on par with the G Master, at least the image quality wise. So if this one suits your needs, then probably you can consider this at this price. This price looks kind of attractive. And yeah, I always go to the middle button. Okay, so this is TG tracker, underground water. I would refrain from buying any computer parts secondhand because we don't know how they have maintained it, and all the dust could enter these computer parts. So I would always refrain from buying computer parts secondhand unless it's a laptop, unopened laptop. If they have already opened it, which means they have replaced some parts, possibly. So unopened laptops, 85 1.4, good. This is Sonos Ace. This actually is a very expensive headphones, and I think this one would be something that I would consider. This is like 21,000 Thai baht. I think it's like less than half the price. So depending on the condition, I would actually think about buying this. This one is a very nice headphones. Yeah, stuff like these, right? But you should be very careful before you purchase anything. You need to always think about the things that I told you. And here we have Canon R7. When it comes to Canon R7 versus A6700, I still think that A6700 is a better camera in terms of what it can offer for the price. R7, when it comes to higher frame rates for photos, it's doing fantastic job with a very good autofocus. But the problem with the R7 is that it can do much higher shutter speeds it can do much higher frame rates only in electronic shutter. So, which is a bummer in my opinion. It shouldn't be like that. So I wouldn't ever buy this product, and also it doesn't have the C-Log 2, which has a much better dynamic range. It only is there in I think Canon R5 Mark II. Otherwise, it's only there in the cinema series. When it comes to these things, right, the lenses, this is actually a very bad deal in my opinion. This seller, I know he has a pattern of using his yellow background with his black name card. So I know this guy sells a lot of products. Anything you purchase from him is always overpriced. And yeah, I don't mind saying this out loud. So that's something you have to always remember. Yeah. So yeah, let's see what this guy has to offer. Here, lava. Yeah, these things are pretty hard to find at a very good price, and this price first hand I think is like 30k, but this guy is selling for 26k. If you think it's a good price, I don't think so. I don't think it's a very good option. Yeah, this camera again is like 55 to 60k. He's selling it for 43k, which might be attractive for some people, but for me no. The camera itself is not that attractive for me. Again, this one is actually pretty good deal. Laowa Angus Argus 45 millimeters f 0.95. This is a fantastic deal in my opinion. Let's check out the actual price in the market. Right, the camera maker is selling for 30k. Yeah, so the price elsewhere is 30k, but this guy is selling for 18k, 19k. Actually, then it's a bad deal. If it is like 15k, I think it's a very good deal. You can negotiate this product for 18k and not less than that with this guy. So I have spoke to him several times on several different products thinking that I could buy. And also one more thing to consider is the payment options that these sellers provide. Some sellers can provide a credit card and installment options. Most sellers will not provide them. They will expect quick cash, full cash. And even I would accept only quick cash because we are not companies, we are not businesses. So this is one such person. You can still pay this guy using credit card, but only credit card, full card payment, no installments. Yeah, likewise, we have several different products here. Some of the things like this Leica Q2. How good is it to own a Leica, right? And this is a Leica Q2 monochrome version. Everything is actually black and white, which is kind of nice. It's a nice to have product, but Q3 is much more attractive in my opinion, especially the color ones. Leica colors are very, very attractive. And yeah, if there is anything you want to say, you can put it in the chat. Just now I came across Skull Candy Crusher series. They are doing a fantastic job as well. X106, this is what I was saying. So when you buy a product like X106, this is a product that came into existence last year, 2024 or 2023. And just give me a second. Yeah, if anything, please put it in chat. Is my audio okay? I thought it was okay. If the audio is not okay, please let me know. And yeah, when it comes to Fujifilm X106, there's something that I need to say. What happened with the situation of Fujifilm X106 is that they made this product available in 2024, and there were so many people interested. 2023 or 2024, there were just so many people interested in this product that they had to back order this product. Everybody went into waiting list. When they go to waiting list, what happens is that demand increases. When the demand increases, a lot of people came into the Facebook marketplace to sell their X106 at a much higher price than the Fujifilm's actual price, which was not cool by any manufacturers. They try to make profit out of this product, which is like unbelievably bad, unethical. You should not fall for any of these. I got this Fujifilm X106 for 1,000 baht less than these prices, the second-hand prices. So that's something you have to always remember, to check the store prices before purchasing all these products. Likewise, I think you get the idea. Yeah, I love to go through all these products, which are fine. Yeah, I think it's okay. Yeah, this is also a very good option, I would say. Most people like to use it in a very confined spaces. And Action 2 is a good option if you don't consider Action 5. Now, the current iteration is Action 5. You don't get these products out, right? You don't see these kind of products in the market nowadays. This is a big sensor camera with f1.7. It's a very nice product. When you can't find this product, the price will be a bit higher. But if you need it, if you absolutely need these kind of products, you can go with them and you will not go wrong. You will not go wrong. Yeah. All right. I think we are almost done here. Now I will leave the floor to you guys. Any Q&A, you can just write in the chat. if you need any recommendations, please let me know. I still believe we have like 7 more minutes before we end this live stream in 1 hour mark. Oops, I went on a mute. I'm sorry, guys. So if there is no chat, I hope this session was useful for you. I will put up the keynotes right in the post so that you can have a look at the new post coming up in the blog. And I hope this is very constructive for you to purchase from Facebook Marketplace or used camera gears instead of buying new cameras. If you are short on money, you can always save up to buy the second-hand products, the older generations, and then you can think about purchasing newer generations. And yeah, instead of buying rental products, always choose to buy used products and sell them at the same price so that you can save a lot of money. And also let the market saturate in the Facebook Marketplace, especially if one of the product is priced at a price level, then the others will also try to price the same level. So you always have to let the market saturate a bit before you purchase. All right. During this time of the internet age, it's very tempting to buy a lot of products, but it's essential that you understand that every single product takes some amount of natural resources to be manufactured. And we are also always contributing to the climate change, global warming and stuff. And so we have to be at least responsible, bare minimum. If we are not being responsible monetarily, we should at least be responsible for the future generations. And we need to be considerate in reducing our purchases. So window shopping is a very good habit of just roaming around in Facebook Marketplace and free to see from outdoors what's out there and at what prices. And yeah, let's be responsible to recycle the products. And also one more thing is, like, when you buy a used product, you're not contributing to the purchase of the new product, which is in itself a good option for you to go into the recycling thing, right? So that's something you have to think about, being responsible. Let's be responsible citizens of the world. And yeah, I think I will end this live stream if there's no more questions. I will give you 1 minute to ask any questions, if any. Otherwise, we'll finish off this live stream. Thanks for joining. Thanks for tuning in, whoever had a chance to tune into this live stream. And if you have any questions, you can meet me in the next live stream next Sunday, the same time. And you can ask a lot of questions related to which camera to choose, which lens to choose, this and that. I love to talk about it, and I think it's very engaging. So yeah, please come up with the questions in the next live stream. Thank you for joining. Signing off from you, Jay.